My sister pushed me in front of a noble woman. Sister, go with the uncle and aunt, I'm willing to give this opportunity to you. Her voice was full of excitement and urgency. The noble woman's gaze shifted to my somewhat thin and shallow face. Would you like to come home with me? Only then did I snap back to reality. My sister and I had been reborn, returning to the day the orphanage was being adopted. This year, I was 7 years old and my sister was 6. The noble woman before me was the wicked woman my sister spoke of in our previous life, Mother Lu. In our past life, my sister took the initiative to approach Mother, tilting her head up and blinking her large grape-like eyes as she cooed sweetly. Mommy, I want to be your daughter. Take me with you. And just like that, my sister was the first to be taken in by Mother Lu and adopted into the Lu family, renamed Junlu. She thought she had stepped into high society, eagerly anticipating the life of a wealthy little princess, daydreaming about the plots in romance novels. She imagined a romantic love story between the young master of the wealthy family and his adopted sister. But she never expected her parents to be cold toward her. And Kolu, the young master of the Lu family, was even worse, showing no affection whatsoever, treating her with less warmth than a stranger. Still delusional, she even tried to seduce Kolu after the deaths of Mr. and Mrs. Lu. Kolu directly kicked her out of the house. Not only was there no romantic love, but she didn't get a single penny either. As for me, on the same day, I was adopted a bit later by an ordinary teacher's family who came to the orphanage. From a young age, I was known as a beautiful and top-performing student, excelling academically and eventually getting into the country's top 1 university, dedicating myself to cutting-edge technology research. Later, the heir of the Gu family pursued me openly, causing a huge sensation throughout the city. On the day she was driven out of the house, the electronic billboard on the street was broadcasting live coverage of my grand wedding with Gu Xin, the heir of the Gu. My sister was so overwhelmed with resentment that she drove a car to kill me. And only then did I realize she regretted her past choices. Now given a second chance, she didn't hesitate to push me in front of Mother. I fulfilled my sister's wish and agreed to Mother Lu. I do, Mom. Before leaving, my younger sister ran up to me and whispered in my ear, Sister, this time, Gu Xin is mine. I want you to taste the misery of my past life. Just wait to be kicked out of the wealthy family. The dean gave my sister a strange look and muttered, June has always had high standards. Why would she let her sister have the rich guy this time? Has she suddenly grown a conscience? No wonder the director would say that. Normally, I always prioritized my own younger sister, making sure she never went hungry if there was even a bite of food to spare. She grew up fair and plump. While I became sallow, thin, and malnourished, the director found it strange. But to me, it was no surprise at all. It wasn't out of a guilty conscience. She was simply vicious to the core. She took my previous care for her for granted, developing a selfish nature that completely disregards others' feelings. She thought the reason I achieved such excellent grades in my past life was because I was adopted by a pair of teachers with a harmonious family atmosphere growing up in a loving household. However, true hell awaits her since she wanted to live my past life. I'll grant her wish. I got into the Rolls-Royce with Mother Lu. As we reached the orphanage gate through the half-open car window, I caught a fleeting triumphant smile on my sister's face. A sudden sense of satisfaction washed over me. My dear sister, little does she know what kind of days await her next. Does she? The car quickly drove into a luxurious estate. In my past life, I had been here before. I was used as a bargaining chip for my sister to show off. But in this life, I will make use of the resources here to live my own life well. From now on, this will be your home. Starting today, your name is Lola. Mrs. Lu led me into the house and I deliberately acted a bit uneasy. Mrs. Lu patted my shoulder reassuringly, not minding my tattered dust-covered clothes. A man was sitting on the living room sofa. I recognized him. Mr. Lu, a business tycoon, possesses financial strength comparable to the Gu. Just then, a bright and handsome young boy descended the stairs. It was Kolu, 3 years older than me. The father and son were indeed not very warm. Mr. Lu gave me a faint smile. Don't be nervous. We'll be family from now on. Kolu merely glanced at me indifferently, frowned, and turned to go upstairs. I don't care about their attitude towards me right now. I just want to have a comfortable environment for my growth. Mother Lu prepared a room for me that's the same size as Kolu's, decorated in light blue, which I really like. But in my past life, I had been in this room before, the one that once belonged to Junlu, with its very pink princess-style decor. Luxurious jewelry and expensive dresses were piled up everywhere. From this, it's evident that Mother Lu cared deeply for her adopted daughter. I truly don't understand why my sister in her past life kept calling her adoptive mother that poisonous woman over and over. How did she manage to get herself to the point of being kicked out with nothing but the clothes on her back? I attended the same prestigious elementary school as Kolu. Don't tell anyone you know me when we're in public. The young boy shook the bangs from his forehead, carrying his small backpack with one hand, his face full of arrogance. With that, he immediately turned around and got into the car, but didn't close the car door waiting for me. I smiled and said, "Okay, big brother." Kolu widened his eyes. "And don't call me brother either. Because I was delayed for a year in the orphanage, I entered first grade when I started school. Unsurprisingly, I met my sister Junchen in my previous life. We also attended the same school. She no longer had the joy of her rebirth at the orphanage last time, and the light in her eyes had dimmed considerably. When she saw me, she bared her teeth, her eyes filled with resentment. "Lola-chan, did you do this on purpose? You also got reborn, didn't you? You deliberately pushed me into the fire." I dropped a sentence. "My name is Lola. If you're mentally ill, go get treatment." I walked past her into the classroom. Junchen stared at me intently, trying to read something from my expression. I wasn't in the mood to play nice with her. With an expressionless face, I walked to the farthest corner of the classroom and sat down. In my past life, I was adopted by the Chen family and became their only daughter. In the eyes of others, this was a family of scholars where both parents were teachers dedicated to educating people, and my life seemed happy and perfect. But in the unseen darkness, I suffered daily torment. They assigned me many exercises beyond my knowledge every day, and I wasn't allowed to eat if I couldn't solve them. Under my clothes, there were unhealed scars. Sometimes when they were in a bad mood, I would be locked in a completely dark, cramped storage room. The longest time was 2 days and 1 night. Since then, I've been afraid to turn off the lights or stay in the dark. Even the slightest glimmer of light is a comfort. I endured silently, not daring to stop my studies. Back then, I was too young to resist, forced to accept their arrangements time and time again. It wasn't until I entered university that I gathered enough evidence to take them to court and sever all ties with them completely. But just one day before I planned to expose everything, my dear sister crashed into me, leaving me battered and broken. Fortunately, heaven took pity on me and gave me a chance to start over. Since coming to the Lu family, my life has been 100 times better than in my previous life. Only then did I realize that all of Jun Chen's accusations against the Lu family in my past life were fabricated. They weren't particularly close to me, but they didn't mistreat me either. My daily expenses and lifestyle were exactly the same as Kolu's. He often cared about my life and never pressured me to achieve any particular heights. After several years of peaceful coexistence, Kolu's relationship with me evolved from "don't call me brother" to "from now on, you can only call me brother." It was only by chance that I found out Kolu suffers from emotional apathy disorder. The reason they went to the orphanage to adopt a child was because Mother Lu had injured her body during childbirth and could no longer bear children. Lu's parents were usually very busy. On the doctor's advice, Kolu could take medication as prescribed, and they could also find him a playmate. Initially, Mother Lu had indeed taken a liking to the more lively and adorable younger sister. But Mother Lu immediately noticed the malice in the little girl's eyes, which is why she ended up choosing me instead. Now, under the Lu family's pampering, there's no trace left of my former self. But Jun Chen is different. Since elementary school, her focus in class has been entirely on me. From time to time, she would glare at me with eerie eyes. The knowledge from elementary to middle school didn't pose much difficulty for her. But after entering high school, June Chen's complexion grew increasingly worse. At one point, she became so thin she was almost unrecognizable. Her grades barely scraped by. The Chen couple, perhaps fearing outsiders might notice something amiss, didn't push her to the brink of death. June Chen kept persevering through gritted teeth. Maybe she held on to a belief that as long as she could get into university, she would break free from the Chen family like I did in my past life and meet the young master of the Gu. She was also waiting for the day I would be kicked out of the Lu family. But heaven does not favor those who seek unearned gains. What right does she have to stand at the pinnacle? She witnessed the scene of the entire Lu family escorting me to the college entrance exam, and she saw me being the first to walk out of the exam hall giving interviews to reporters and the heartwarming group photo with the other 3 members of the Lu family. Through the crowd, I saw her wave at me as if she wanted to say something. Given her academic performance, I didn't think we'd end up at the same university. And for many years after, we wouldn't cross paths again. So I greeted the Lu family and walked toward her alone. June Chen's eyes were shadowed by dark circles she couldn't hide with sunken sockets and a venomous expression. For a moment, I felt as if her furious expression in the car from my past life had overlapped with the present. I remained calm. "What's the matter?" June Chen's face twisted with undisguised malice. "How dare you live so happily? You should have died with Mom and Dad. How dare you steal my life? Those are my Dad Lu and Mom Lu." As she spoke, she raised her arm to strike me. My pupils trembled violently as I covered the scar on my arm. I didn't dodge, but her slap never reached my face. It was Kolu. He stood like a green bamboo, upright by my side, shielding me from June Chen's swinging hand. His gaze was cold and heavy as he stared at June Chen. "What are you doing?" June Chen broke free from his grip in disbelief. "Brother, you're actually siding with her." Kolu scoffed. "She's my sister. If I don't help her, should I help you?" June Chen was provoked. "I'm your sister. Brother Cole, I'm June." Kolu was so startled by the address that he took 2 steps back, still holding on to me. "Sister, let's go quickly. There's something dirty here." I remained silent, letting him lead me away. June Chen's words reminded me of that fire we no longer wished to mention. The mom and dad June Chen spoke of were our biological parents. They were ordinary workers, but we lived a relatively happy life. Dad would occasionally bring us 2 delicate little cakes after work. Mom would braid our hair into beautiful pigtails every day, buy us 2 pretty dresses, and send us to school together. But I couldn't understand why they suddenly changed. My sister was sweet-tongued. Loved clinging to Dad and acting spoiled, making me give my piece of cake to her. My sister was charming. Loved clinging to Mom and acting spoiled, making us play pretend where she was the princess and I was the maid. Over time, when Dad came home from work, the 2 small cakes he brought for us were both given to my younger sister. I would only get to eat what she couldn't finish. Mom no longer braided my hair. In the days that followed, it became my job to braid my sister's hair first. And only then could I do my own. The pretty clothes my sister didn't want would be given to me after they became worn. I didn't understand. I resisted. I cried and made a scene. What I got in return were my parents' scorn and mockery. "June is your younger sister. What's wrong with giving in to her a little? She's so adorable. And you? You can't even utter a word for half a day." But Mom and Dad, I wasn't like this before. Each futile resistance only made me grow more silent and withdrawn. Perhaps I have changed. It's okay if Mom and Dad don't love me as much. They can give more love to my adorable little sister. That's what 5-year-old me thought one day. My younger sister insisted that I play along with her favorite scenario, a maid serving a princess. The maid had to personally make pastries for the princess. I couldn't do it. I stood frozen at the kitchen door. So once again, I faced my parents' scolding. "It's just acting. Why are you being so dramatic? Didn't we teach you before?" I had no choice but to move a small stool and place it in front of the stove, turned on the gas switch. The fire didn't catch, but there was a sizzling sound accompanied by a pungent smell. I didn't know what it was. I stood frozen in place, not daring to move. My little sister came in waving a doll in her hand. A whiff of perfume masked the pungent smell coming from the gas stove. I didn't know how to light the fire. After hesitating for a long time, I finally decided to ask Mom for help. "Mom, I didn't learn how to do it." Mom rolled her eyes. "So clueless. Wonder who they take after." Dad also stood up looking around. "Where's June?" I said. "In the kitchen." Dad frowned and followed Mom into the kitchen, still muttering, "The kitchen is so dangerous. June shouldn't get burned." "So, they do know it's dangerous. Then why did they let me go in?" I followed them inside and the four of us made the kitchen feel a bit cramped. I went out again. Perhaps with 3 people, it wouldn't be so crowded. Before turning back, I noticed the microwave light was on. Could it be my sister's doll? I had only taken a few steps when I heard a violent explosion from the kitchen. Flames instantly engulfed the entire kitchen. Finally, Dad, his whole body engulfed in flames, pushed my sister out. Both my sister and I were stunned. It wasn't until my sister's heart-wrenching cries reached me that I snapped out of it, grabbed her hand, and we ran out of the house together. Our neighbor uncle helped us call the police the moment the fire was extinguished. Seeing my dead parents, I felt only confusion about the future and a sense of liberating relief. I am not a good child. That's what 6-year-old me thought. "Lola, are you even listening to me?" A sharp flick on the head from Coco snapped me out of my daze. Only then did I realize I was already sitting in the car on the way home. Looking at Coco's slightly worried face, I forced a smile and casually made an excuse. "I'm just a bit tired." Coco averted his gaze. "TCH, just cry if you want. There's no shame in not doing well on the test." His emotional indifference has improved a lot. He's learning to care for his family and to care about me. I know he's trying to divert my attention. It's okay. That fire is already too far away from me, as distant as 2 lifetimes. During that year at the orphanage, my younger sister kept accusing me, saying I was the one who burned our parents to death. Is it really me? Amidst guilt and constant doubt, I unconsciously took on the responsibilities of an elder sister. I gave her the meals provided by the institution and the clothes donated by society. Just like that, in a daze, a year passed by until the arrival of Lou's mother and the Chin couple. From then on, I could finally eat my fill. That's what I thought at the age of 7. But little did I know, even after changing my living environment, I still couldn't have many full meals. But at least I'm not the dull child my mother calls me. I'm smart and I work hard. On the day the college entrance exam results came out, the Lou family threw a small celebration for me. None of them are particularly fond of crowds, but they really wanted to show off their outstanding daughter. Even Coco didn't get this kind of treatment. Because I was this year's national science top scorer, just as I had been in my previous life. Out of kindness, the Lou family invited the Chin family because they knew I still had a biological younger sister. They hoped my sister could witness this glorious moment of mine. They thought my sister would be proud of me for becoming the top science student. But they were wrong. At the celebration banquet, I met the Chin couple for the first time in my life. I didn't need a mirror to know my expression was unpleasant at that moment. It must have looked a bit pale. Coco noticed something was off with me and took my hand so warm. Holding my hand, he led me into the hall step by step and my heart gradually settled. Coco and I had just walked up to his parents when we heard a dull thud. All the smiling faces around us turned toward the sound only to see a girl kneeling about 3 or 4 meters away from us. It was my sister, June Chen. The cheerful atmosphere instantly turned into one of awkwardness or amusement among the onlookers. Coco narrowed his long phoenix-like eyes slightly. "Is this the filthy thing that tried to hit you that day?" Before I could answer, Mr. and Mrs. Lou were visibly shocked. Mrs. Lou pulled me over worriedly, looking me up and down. "What happened? Was Lola bullied?" I shook my head and smiled at Mrs. Lou. "No, my brother protected me." Mr. Lou glared at June Chen, who was still kneeling on the ground with an unfriendly look. "Young lady, this is not the place for you to cause trouble." June Chen suddenly raised her head, smoothing her slightly disheveled hair, revealing a pair of hopeful eyes. "Dad, I'm June. I'm your real daughter. Please save me. They're going to beat me to death." Whispers filled the surrounding air. Mr. and Mrs. Lu along with Kolu wore identical expressions, deeply furrowing their brows. Mr. Lu continued, "You're Lola's sister, June Chen, you're certainly not our daughter." In their entire lives, the Lu family had never met June Chen except for Mrs. Lu. This opening act of kneeling and falsely claiming fatherhood had already left them with an extremely poor impression of June Chen. Kolu stepped forward, completely blocking me from view. "Oh, so you're June Chen. How dare you try to hit your sister last time and even think about taking her home? Are you daydreaming?" June Chen was utterly crushed, collapsing onto the cold floor. The Chen couple, who entered a moment later, turned grim the instant they saw this scene. Mrs. Chen pretended to be concerned as she helped June Chen up. "June, is the pressure of the college entrance exams getting to you lately? Come on, get up. Today is your sister's celebration banquet." I saw Mrs. Chen's fingers dig into June Chen's arm, the skin beneath her nails turning faintly white. With unexpected strength, June Chen violently shook off Mrs. Chen's hand and with a sliding kneel, lunged straight at Kolu. If Kolu had reacted a bit slower, June Chen would have directly grabbed his leg. June Chen missed and fell to the ground, loudly accusing the Chen couple of their misdeeds. "They adopted me and forced me to study. If my grades weren't good, they wouldn't feed me. They even hit me. They often lock me in the storage room. There are cockroaches in there. Woo. Woo. They're not my mom and dad. Sister, can we switch back, please? I beg you." June Chen's tears fell in large drops paired with her thin, pale face. What a pitiful sight to behold. But I could still see the traces of her performance. Not much improvement from when she was 6 years old. The hatred in your eyes wasn't well concealed. She also rolled up her long sleeves, revealing some faint bruises on her arms. Father Chen wore an apologetic smile as he slowly approached us. "This must be June's sister, Lola, right? This year's top science student at our school. Very impressive." Then he lowered his head to look at June Chen, who was still sobbing. "My daughter caused you trouble today and I'm truly sorry. Normally, we are indeed quite strict in educating June. We are both teachers and always hope our daughter can stand out and achieve great things." Those present who had children couldn't help but feel emotional. Compared to my outstanding academic performance, June Chen's complaints about the Chen couple seemed trivial and harmless. What's wrong with giving a disobedient child a beating if you don't study properly? What's wrong with forcing you to study? Want to run out and play? What's wrong with locking you in the storage room? With a casual remark, Father Chen deflected all of June Chen's accusations. Mother Lu patted her chest in relief. "Thank goodness we adopted Lola back then." I lowered my eyes and smiled faintly. June Chen, how foolish. If it were that simple, would I have waited until after college in my past life? In my previous life, I was admitted to a top university with a science score of 725. Right after military training, the Chen couple moved near the university and arbitrarily withdrew me from the dormitory without my consent. They ordered me to live with them. I could barely breathe. However, living with them also gave me an opportunity. While they were at work, I installed pinhole cameras in their bedroom, study, and living room. Finally, I discovered the secret the couple had been keeping. They had adopted several children. Not as smart as me, not as tough as me. Some were sent back. Some were beaten to death. They used me to solve problems, making me write continuously, and then published my problem-solving ideas under their names in renowned journals. In my sophomore year, I went to the police with evidence captured by a pinhole camera, only to be told that secretly recorded videos couldn't be used to file a case and that I had violated their privacy rights. If you want to report a case, you must obtain evidence through legal means. Just as I was wandering helplessly at the entrance of the police station, I met Gu Xin, the young master of the Gu. Rumors say that the young master of the Gu family is a notorious playboy, never keeping a girlfriend for more than a month. Yet, for one person, he settled down and pursued her for a full 2 years. June Chen thought Gu Xin was the partner she had always dreamed of. But she didn't know that Gu Xin was the darkest abyss. In this life, the Chen family has nothing to do with me anymore. I no longer need to exhaust myself trying to steal their evidence of crimes. Mr. and Mrs. Liu personally helped me pick out many dormitory essentials and Kolu helped me move my luggage. Kolu and I attend the same university. He studies finance, while I still chose physics. It said that Kolu is quite the popular figure on campus, one of the school's heartthrobs. When my roommate found out Kolu was my brother, they were beyond excited. He comes from a good family, has excellent character and outstanding academic performance. Truly a high-quality man. I think they're right. Since Kolu's condition gradually improved, he has become much more cheerful. No longer cold and gloomy as Jun Chen described in her past life. I don't think Jun Chen will live to see the day I'm kicked out of the Liu family because Kolu personally told me, Lolo will always be family. I smiled and said I believed it. My roommates are also very kind. Unfortunately, I never experienced dorm life in my previous life, but I've enjoyed it in this lifetime. They would brew brown sugar ginger tea for me during my period. We'd cover for each other when occasionally skipping class. We would discuss together which cafeteria had the most delicious food. We would also secretly gather to drool over photos of the hottest guys from different departments. I was so happy, but my happiness didn't last long. In my sophomore year, I encountered Jun Chen, arm in arm with Gu Xin, appearing before me. Jun Chen's face had regained its plumpness, glowing with health. And when she looked at me, there was a hint of smugness. Long time no see, sis. Gu's gaze also drifted subtly across my face. As if appraising a commodity, calculating its worth. I turned away indifferently. Unwilling to engage. Jun Chen shouted behind me. Brother Gu Xin has already helped me terminate the adoption relationship with the Chen family. I paused for a moment, understanding dawning in my heart. It must have been Jun Chen who sought out Gu Xin in advance and asked for his help. Ridiculous. Does Jun Chen think I cut ties with them in my past life because of Gu Xin? I said coldly to her. Congratulations. Congratulations, little sister, on reaching another turning point in your life and stepping into the next abyss. Faintly, the sound of Jun Chen kiddishly whining to Gu Xin could be heard from behind. Brother Gu Xin, my sister is just a deadpan face. I don't want to see her at school. It seems that Jun Chen must have endured for a year to get into the school. After all, her grades in her past life weren't bad either. She took advantage of her memories to cozy up to Gu Xin. The Gu family is indeed very powerful, but even they can't dominate top universities completely. Jun Chen's attempt to use Gu Xin's connections to get me expelled is nothing but a pipe dream. Just like in my previous life, I joined the physics research team I'm passionate about. My mentor is one of the top experts in the field nationwide. He values me highly. It's impossible for me to be easily dismissed just because someone wields their power. Besides, my identity as a daughter of the Liu family is public in this lifetime. If Gu Xin wants to move against me, he'll have to consider whether the Liu family would allow it. Sure enough, one day, while I was deeply engrossed in my research, my teacher came to me. Have you offended someone? I immediately thought of Gu Xin and Jun Chen. Seeing my pale face, the teacher patted my shoulder. Don't worry, you're my student. I know you wouldn't go looking for trouble. If you're feeling wronged, don't keep it bottled up. I'm here for you. I nodded gratefully. Thank you, teacher. I'm not the competitive type. I just want to live a peaceful life. I don't want anyone to disrupt my current way of living. Some bastards will only chase and bite harder the more you run and avoid them. Kill it directly. Today's news is flooded with reports, 80% of which are dedicated to Gu Xin. Heir of the Jiu family suspected of organizing prostitution arrested. The rich really know how to play. Gu group under investigation by tax and audit authorities. Gu family involved in organized crime case under investigation. Watching that heavily pixelated video, I felt a deep sense of discomfort. In my past life, I was the one who got pixelated. The sofa beside me sank slightly as Kolu sat down next to me. What are you looking at? Why so sad? Today is my 20th birthday. The impending collapse of the Gu family empire is also the birthday gift I've given myself. I turned off my phone and flashed a bright smile. It's nothing. Polu hesitated as if wanting to say something, but ultimately remained silent, bringing out an exquisitely decorated cake. A cake meant for me alone. I closed my eyes to make a wish. I hope the stars and the sea will not betray our youth. I hope through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, we'll weather every storm together. I evenly divided the cake into 4 equal portions, giving one to Father Lou, Mother Lou, and my older brother. Through the warm glow of the candlelight, I saw the clear smile in Kolu's eyes. The Gu family's case shocked the nation, receiving unprecedented public attention. However, on the day of the public trial, Jun Chen appeared in court as a victim. She tearfully accused in front of the live camera and the entire nation, describing how she was deceived by Gu Xin's appearance and pursuit, and how she was drugged and taken to that disgraceful private room in the club. Her account was pitiful to the extreme. Previously, the public was unaware that one of the women in the numerous mosaic blurred videos was Jun Chen. Now, it has been revealed by her own words. Opinions about her online were divided for a time. She recounted the first, second, third time. Before being forced into the club, the judge's expression nearly cracked, promptly stopping Jun Chen's testimony. "Your Honor, I'd like to say one last thing." Jun Chen wiped away the tear stains on her face. Her expression resolute, her eyes filled with sorrow and defiance. "The victims are not at fault. I am a victim, but I will also live in the sunlight. We must bravely step forward and face the painful past, shatter it, crush it." And finally, the judge with a cold expression heartlessly interrupted Jun Chen's impassioned speech. "Do not speak of matters unrelated to this case." Through the phone screen, I observed Jun Chen and felt she had become smarter. Jun Chen capitalized on this wave of popularity, going live every day and becoming an internet celebrity with millions of followers. If she doesn't stir up trouble, her future days will be smooth sailing. But during the live broadcast that day, Jun Chen appeared on camera with her cheeks swollen and red. As soon as she appeared, many fans began asking what had happened to her face, wondering if she had been hit. I actually sigh. Her hesitation only further piqued the fans' curiosity, making them even more eager to press for answers. Gifts in the live stream room flooded the screen. Jun Chen covered her face, her eyes glistening with tears, and suddenly burst into laughter. "Actually, I have an older sister. I was cyberbullied, even trending on social media with my name glaringly displayed. My phone keeps popping up with unfamiliar calls and text messages. And people keep adding me on WeChat. Those people don't actually want to add me. They just want me to see all kinds of abusive words in the request section. These words can't hurt me. But the Liu family has been affected." I found Jun Chen's livestream replay. Let's see what kind of mischief she's up to. "My sister was 5 years old when she burned our biological parents to death. We stayed in the orphanage for a year. A wealthy man surnamed Liu wanted to adopt me, but my sister took the opportunity first. I was later adopted by another family, but they treated me like livestock. Every day I was covered in countless wounds, which nearly drove me to a mental breakdown and caused my grades to plummet. Later, I spent a year recuperating, started studying hard again, got into a top university, and my sister introduced me to Gu Xin. I thought Gu Xin was my salvation, but I never expected Wu Wu. Every single incident, every detail, the facts were completely twisted by her. The comments below were all comforting her along with curses wishing for my death. I don't know why she harbors such intense hatred towards me. I don't know if my dear little sister, who was 4 years old at the time, still remembers. She personally placed the doll sprayed with perfume into the microwave and turned it on. I remember it all too clearly. In my previous life, I was trapped in the memories of that day for years, locked in a pitch-dark storage room, torturing myself by reliving the memories over and over, closing my eyes. It feels as if the raging flames could ignite the darkness I was in back then. I remember that doll dressed in ugly tattered clothes with messy golden hair. I remember a small note stuck on it, scrawled with my name in crooked handwriting. Who exactly killed their own parents? I have faults. But should all the blame fall on me? But I have no evidence. The doll, like the biological parents, has long turned to dust. Jun Chen has indeed become smarter. The words she spoke, preemptive and deeply ingrained in the audience's minds, would make any counterarguments from me seem like mere excuses. Even if the Liu family steps forward to clarify, it would only be dismissed as birds of a feather flocking together. Lu changed my SIM card for me. A large hand gently patted my head. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. At some point, Lu's habit of knocking on my head had already changed to gently patting it. I stood on tiptoe and playfully knocked on Lu's head with a smile. Okay, I've always trusted him, but I'll return every knuckle rap he gave me on the head. Seeking peace and quiet, I spent a week holed up in the lab until the teacher tearfully announced the project's success. I blinked back the tears that threatened to spill. I completed the experiment that I hadn't finished in my previous life. Half of my 20th birthday wish came true. The starry sea. Living up to our youth. During the week, I was immersed in the project. The stock price of the Liu family dropped significantly. It's not that I'm watching helplessly, but that I can't help at all. I opened the door to my home and saw Liu's mother sitting on the sofa, looking somewhat weary. When she saw me come in, she forced a smile. Liu's mother stood up to greet me. Lola, why are you back? Are you tired? You've lost weight. I'll have the kitchen prepare a bowl of bird's nest soup for you to nourish yourself. I held Mother Liu's hand and whispered softly, Mom, don't worry about me. How is everything at home? Mother Liu looked concerned and said, Don't worry about home. The company matters can be handled by the two grown men. It's you. Don't pay attention to all that nonsense online. I nodded obediently in response. Actually, the public opinion has been shifting little by little every day. For the past week, insiders have been continuously leaking information. They're leaking about me, about Jun Chen. Plus, Jun Chen has been live streaming daily with a face like a pig's head, keeping this matter hot. Someone has compiled all the leaks about me and Jun Chen over the past 2 days. There are also some people who are classmates with Jun Chen, all recounting her disgraceful past. I registered an account and posted my first update. Lola, I won't fall into the self-justification trap when slandered. If I'm guilty, let the evidence speak. Within minutes, the official Weibo account of the Liu Group reposted it. Liu Group V, but I won't allow my little princess to be slandered. Evidence of defamation has been collected and the Liu legal team is ready. Liu has already started his internship at the company and Mr. Liu is gradually handing over responsibilities to him. This post was definitely sent without authorization, but I'm very happy about it. Then another post quickly rose to the top of trending topics. Dr. Yuan from Huarong Institute of Physics V, congratulations to our institute for successfully overcoming the challenges of the heavy ion accelerator today. Special thanks to my student Lola and all the researchers for their tremendous contributions to the nation's scientific endeavors. Stay passionate and true to your original aspirations. I am proud of you. The online sentiment has completely shifted. Most people have common sense and the voices slandering me have significantly diminished. As for the few remaining trolls who attack just to vent or out of malice, they're not worth worrying about. And Jun Chen quickly deactivated her account and disappeared from the internet. I've noticed something off about Liu lately. The way he looks at me is strange, always with a hint of caution and nervousness. Why do you keep following me? Liu averted his gaze, snorted coldly, and ignored me. Yet his footsteps didn't pause for a moment, following closely behind me. As the year-end approached, the company was extremely busy. Yet Liu abandoned his work, trailing me wherever I went. On the bustling, lively street, I felt a touch of coldness on my face. Looking up, it's snowing. Suddenly, I remember. Today is the anniversary of my death in a past life. The first snow came unexpectedly, just like Jun Chen's car. Liu and I bought some things and headed home. At the main gate, a car speeding towards us came rushing at high velocity. I could clearly see Jun Chen's ferocious face through the windshield. It overlapped with the previous life, muttering something. I couldn't hear or see clearly. I couldn't move anymore until the violent crash exploded in my ears. Liu's low voice came through. This time I saved you. Jun Chen went to prison. I went to see her for the last time in her life. Through the thick glass, I raised the receiver and spoke first. Do you remember putting a doll in the microwave? Jun Chen's expression gradually shifted from resentment to terror. I watched her break down and scream until she was dragged behind the thick iron door by the guards. Xuanzi said that human nature is inherently evil. I think so too. After all, it was perfectly demonstrated in my own younger sister. I strive to overcome the negative and selfish thoughts and behaviors within me. Restraining myself with morality and law, my sister completely unleashed her malice. And in the end, it all came back to her. Both my sister and I lacked love. Lacking love is not shameful. Through repeated trials and errors, I found my love with my genuine heart. But sister, whenever someone throws out a meaty bone as bait, she eagerly rushes forward, trying to gain the most love with the least effort. How could that be possible? Even your closest sister doesn't love you anymore, Kolu said. I finally saved everyone. ####Jun Chen side story. I vaguely remember having very happy times in my childhood. I think my mom and dad are the best parents in the world. They love me very much. But why do they still love my sister? For the first time, I felt the desire to take all of my parents' love for myself. My sister should love me, too. Instead of sharing our parents' love with me. When I was 4 years old, imitating a scene from TV, I told my sister to go make some snacks for me. I saw flames shooting up to the sky. It was all my sister's fault. She blew up the kitchen, killed mom and dad, made me lose my parents. I hate her. But I'm only 4 years old. I just hate her simply. We were taken to the orphanage as usual. My sister ate what I left behind and wore what I discarded. That's how it should be. She had to take care of me until I was adopted by the Liu family. They had no extra love to spare for me. My so-called brother wouldn't even look at me properly. I tried acting cute with him like I used to do with my biological parents, but he avoided me like the plague, as if I were something filthy. The Liu family parents found fault with me all day long, being extremely picky. My real parents would never treat me with such disdain. Why can my sister always get first place in exams? Why can't I? Why can my sister marry someone as lofty as Gu Xin? While I'm the one being driven out of the family. I killed my sister in a car accident. I laughed. Laughed heartily. Laughed until my mouth was full of blood. I actually got reborn. Thank goodness. I have been given a second chance to make a choice. I will be the top scorer. I want to marry Gu Xin. I want to receive more love than my sister. But I messed up. Father Chen would take the belt hanging on the wall every day and whip it across my back. Mother Chen locked me in the storage room, and if I fell asleep, she would drench me with cold water. In my past life, did my sister suffer the same fate? I'm a little happy. So, my sister wasn't as glamorous as she appeared in her previous life after all. I'll endure it. I'll meet Gu Xin soon. I have completely fallen off the cliff, covered in filth. I wanted to taint my sister's haughty and unattainable purity. Failed in my past life. I saw her grand wedding on the electronic billboard. In this life, I saw her speaking on the podium through the electronic screen. Why is this happening? She doesn't deserve to live like this. She still carries sins. She killed mom and dad. I chose a special day and I want to start over again. I turned the car's front end toward my sister again and stomped on the accelerator. My mouth was full of blood, but I saw Kolu shielding my sister tightly in his arms as they rolled toward the side bushes. I failed again. My sister came to see me expressionless. But I have to admit, I'm jealous of her. Jealous that she has so many supporters. Jealous that she can receive the Liu family's affection. Jealous that she's been the center of attention since childhood. Jealous that she's prettier than me. She said, "Do you remember putting a doll in the microwave?" What does she mean? I remember everything now. I saw the voodoo doll practice on TV, picked up the discarded doll in the corner and imitated the voodoo doll actions from the show. I stuck a small note on the doll with transparent tape and wrote my sister's name on it. Her name had too many strokes and in frustration, I threw the doll away. The doll landed right in the trash can, which emitted a foul smell. I remembered a bottle my mom rarely used. When pressed, it would spray a pleasant fragrance. I'll take it to show off to my sister. I entered the kitchen and saw her standing dazedly in front of the stove. With no sign of the pastries I wanted, I might as well bake her instead. I put the doll into the box and, imitating my mother's movements, pressed the buttons randomly. This way, my sister will never compete with me for mom and dad's love again. The TV said that if you write her name on a doll, wherever you poke it, she'll feel the pain. I'm going to bake her and turn her into a snack. #### Kolu side story. I have a new little sister. Her name is Lola. Thin and small. My mom says I'm sick. My heart is cold and my sister can keep me company. What is a sister? Can I kick her like a ball? I saw fear in my mother's eyes. Whatever. Lola is so annoying. Following me around all day like a shadow. She's gained weight. Fair and plump. More like a ball now. But I can't kick her. My dad said if I dared to kick my sister, he'd kick me like a ball. It's all about empathy. When she graduated from elementary school, she tearfully sent me off to junior high. She graduated from middle school and sent me off to high school with a beaming smile. My heart seemed to warm up. My younger sister got accepted into my university. The Institute of Physics is so far from where I am. Every time I go to see her, her smiling eyes reflect only my image. The term little sister has unconsciously changed to Lola. I had a nightmare. That filthy thing turned into my sister and tried to seduce me. Just a dream. Throw it out. The parents were framed and killed by the opposing side. Lola was hit and killed by a dirty driver. All dead. I am left alone in this world. Utterly transformed into a cold, lifeless machine. Thankfully, it was just a dream. No, that filthy thing said I was his brother. To determine whether it was just a dream, I began requesting an internship at Lou Corporation. After lying low for a long time, I caught the rival who wanted to kill my parents in advance. It really wasn't just a dream. What about Lola? She lay in the snow, her blood staining the frost. Another winter has come. My heart grows more restless. I could only follow her every step of the way. Kick me out. You have no idea how many times I've been scolded by those old fossils at the company just to protect you. I saved you. Lola. 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 Look, my heart is warm. The end. I have had 3 sets of parents. I once had extravagant hopes for my biological parents, which ultimately turned into disappointment. I loathe the Chen family and once thought about putting a doll in the microwave, but the flames of the past stopped me. I gave all my love to the Liu parents. I still call them mom and dad. Holding hands with Kolu.